Okay, well, Erica, thank you for being here. I think you need no introduction, so take it away.
Well, let's do this, Jessica. I mean, what a better way to start Monday night with brand partnership affiliate program with the one and only Erin Wengert. I mean, we are so lucky. Just congratulations to everyone, all of the rewards that are going on. Erin, you're in store with just a great group that's just ready to rock and roll with this. And with that being said, I'd be absolutely remiss not to tell you one of my favorite facts about Erin. First and foremost, I mean, he is just a leader of all leaders, constantly showing up, pouring into Isagenix. We are so blessed by someone like this. If you don't know him, you need to get to know him. And on top of all of that, Erin not only has been married for 20 years, but he also has 6 kids. And I swear he must take 6 adaptogens a day because he's always so calm and collective and has his stuff together. I'm always so impressed on every single fab call, the way that he does it. He has earned his MBA. He's been in the industry for 15 years. He's from Nebraska. No, he went to university in Nebraska. I don't know if he's from Nebraska. He can tell us that. And during his free time, he absolutely loves to play games, watch movies, and exercise. He just has a huge heart for Isagenix and for every single person on this call. Erin, we're so happy to have you tonight. Good evening, and tell us what your favorite game is to play with your kids. 6 kids. I don't even know how you keep the game together.
Wow, thank you so much, Erica, for that introduction. And just for the record, real quick, I was actually born here in Arizona. Grew up in Florida, Fort Lauderdale on the beach. So that's amazing. And yeah, just felt like Nebraska was a good fit because I had wanted to do my MBA for a long time. So yeah, go Big Red. I don't know if we have any Huskers on here, but
well, throw it in the comments, guys, if we have any Big Red on the call.
But favorite game right now is actually a game that we call Greed, and it's a simple dice game. And so all my kids play it, and you roll. It's kind of like Yahtzee, just a little bit simpler. And yep, so even my little kids can play it with us. And so we've taught them, you know, how to build on each other's roles and stuff. So it's a super simple game, but we actually play that quite a bit.
Awesome. Well, listen, Erin, I know we could talk to you all night long about games and raising 6 kids and everything else in between. But tonight we are here to talk to this amazing crew about this affiliate program. And I know we've been talking about it, and there's been a lot of momentum about it and a lot of work that's been going on behind the scenes, especially with your team. So I have some questions here. And at any point, if you want to show your slides, just interject here. And if you guys have a pressing question that doesn't get answered tonight, please add it in the chat. I'll make sure I watch the chat and we get that addressed for you tonight. So one of the first questions is really, who is the brand partner program for? Like, what types of people? When you say brand partner, what are the type of people we're looking for to be part of this group?
Yeah, I love that question, Erica. And that's really, I think, where we should start is when we think about your future brand partners, who are we really thinking about? And so we envision your future brand partners as people like health professionals, affiliate marketers, maybe some social influencers. And I know we're going to talk through really what that means because everyone has a different version in their mind of what a social influencer is. And ultimately people who, you know, maybe don't want to build teams. And again, you think about health professionals, personal trainers, spas, salons. And, you know, I've been here just about 7.5 years now, and we have tried every way to Sunday to make our traditional plan really work for people who have offices, who have clients, who have, you know, patients, and it just doesn't work long term. And at the request of leaders, right, we were getting leaders really asking us, how can we really make something so simple so these health professionals and spas and salons can continue sharing our products? And that's really was our focus in this. And again, the social space was a big part of that too. The emergence of, you know, social media. I mean, it's different now than it was even 2-3 years ago. And even when you think about commerce, how people buy, how people sell, I mean, it's a different world now. And so we knew, right, if we were going to come into this space, we really had to think about who this could really fit for and build it accordingly.
Awesome. Awesome. That's so important. So again, guys, this isn't a one cookie cutter that fits everyone. Really, it needs to be for the right person. And a couple key things that he said, maybe someone that doesn't have the time or the energy to build this huge team, but really loves our products and knows that they can go out and share them. Is there a certain number of like followers or criteria outside of that, Aaron, that you're like, hey, this could fit within, this box? Or if you rule of thumb, as people start to go out and start kind of going through names and people in their zone of influence?
Yeah, great question. I mean, ultimately, we decided not to make that recommendation because things change. And when we had asked questions like that to, existing leaders early on, it's, well, anybody can buy followers. So you can't really use, the number of followers. Really, it's people who have good influence and a good community. Now, that community can be a lot of different things. It could be a social community. It could be an in-person community. It could be an online community, right? So it's very versatile on what we think, people could use this for. But in terms of number of followers or those types of things, we don't really want to box people in or out of this. It's more as you're talking to people about the opportunity at Isagenix through some of your questions and really feeling out what really speaks to them. I think you'll have a pretty good sense of, I think I want to try to start this person on the brand partner program as a stepping stone potentially, or the bigger picture. Other people, as you guys know, let's go all in. We're going to earn in the pools. We're going to earn trips. We're going to earn all the amazing benefits that this plan has to offer. But for some people, I think you will know who they are. You know what? Let's start simple this way. Let's just get you sharing and earning some income. And then when the time's right, let's talk about the bigger plan.
Yeah, and Aaron, I'm so glad you brought that up, because just like our traditional business, I'll say, we don't want to exclude anyone, right? We just never know who could be the next best fit in this business and or in this affiliate program. So don't exclude anyone. Make sure that one of the best things that we can do, and Jessica and Lauren are so good at this, is asking a ton of questions. Really listen to that person. If that person says, hey, I'm so inundated, I already have 8 other businesses, but I'm around people all the time, your triggers should go up saying, hey, affiliate may be the better fit for them, right? So making sure that we're really asking those questions, we're digging in, we're hearing what their why is and really what program would suit them best, just like we do with any health system we put out there for them. So with that being said, Aaron, just if we could segue into that, because you touched upon this briefly in your last response. Someone comes in, we find out, hey, affiliate program right now is perfect for them. They're excited about it. They have good influence. They want to share. Can they eventually or right away, soon after they get involved, decide that they want to switch over to the business?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And so we're building that conversion path right now. And that was important to us from the very beginning, because we know people who love to share this way are connected with other people who love to share this way. And so for the ones who do want to have their friends who are also, influencers or affiliate marketers or even health professionals, right? The ability to essentially turn on the associate back office as you know it today will exist. And we'll get into the few things that a brand partner can do versus what associates can do, right? It's very different.
Okay, great. So we'll show a slide with that tonight probably, and just show you really what those two distinguished avenues or paths look like. But just knowing off the bat, once they select it, it's not that they're stuck there forever, because situations change, finances change, people's lives change. And that's so wonderful that Isagenix has really thought about long-term solutions for this program, not that they're just stuck on one lily pad, that, they start to see the trips and they start to see the income potential. And at some point they may decide that they want to make that switch. And I just think that's really awesome that, Isagenix has thoroughly thought that through. Now, you come across an affiliate partner who already is doing other, promoting other products online, maybe similar to ours? Is that allowed, not allowed? What does that look like, Aaron?
Yeah, great question. So currently, as associates, you have the right to share products from any company you want. We don't exclude anybody. We don't enforce anything when it comes to sharing products from other companies. And the same is true for brand partners. So we're extremely flexible that way. And I'll give you an example here shortly. But where we do step in, and all of you know that, is from when there's solicitation happening, right? But the beautiful part is brand partners can't enroll people, and we'll talk more about why and how. So they can't really enroll people. So it's the same as associates. We hold them to the same standards. And so, yeah, they can share other products just like associates can share other products. And one quick example of that is probably one of our top sellers of collagen. Many of you have probably seen her. Her name's Emily Engelman. She was in Cabo at Top Achievers. She's an executive, and she just loves to share collagen. Now, she's not participating in the brand partner pilot, but she is very brand partner-esque if you think about it. And can you guys hear the piano? My kids are downstairs playing the piano right now.
No, but hopefully you're playing some good jingle.
Sounds like some holiday music already.
Perfect, perfect.
But if you notice, her social feeds is she shares similar products that we have from other companies because she loves them. And that's okay, because she's told me, I've had a lot of conversations with her, like, you cannot touch this collagen, like it is the best thing. And she's tried a lot of different collagen. She's like, this is a game changer. And that's why she loves it and she promotes it. And she does jeans and she does activewear and she does different things that people who are in her community, really respond to. And we respect that. In today's world, I think it's important for us to respect if people love other things, that they can promote those things, and that over time, right, is my plan to help Emily share Isoline versus the other shake? Absolutely. Or some of our fitness products instead of what she's sharing? Yeah, totally. But we can't come to the game and say, you're not allowed if you're sharing those other things in today's world. And another quick example on that same point is, right, we've got, how would that conversation go if you have a relationship with someone and they're a brand partner for another company, and they asked you that question, well, can I continue to share what I share? But I love these samples of collagen that you gave me, and I'd love to learn more and potentially share as a brand partner. I mean, imagine that conversation saying, you have to stop all of that other stuff in order to do this. I can't imagine it would really go well. No. And so just in the spirit of flexibility, we want to provide the same benefit that associates have to brand partners.
Awesome. So guys, start to think of your network. Who do you see on social media? Who you're seeing on Instagram right now that already is promoting something else? Maybe a perfect opportunity to introduce this to them. Hey, listen, would you like to add something to what you're already doing? Diversification, right? Like, because you know what, the jeans may get old. They want to, learn about collagen or, one of our other products. So making sure that as you're going through your social media, start to put those alerts up of, hey, this person really would fit into this mold really well. So with that being said, I know we've been doing some pilot testing, we've been doing some programs. Anything that any wow factors, anything that we've learned, anything that you want to share with us of, kind of some of the data that we've seen so far?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So we have currently in our pilot, so we've started this pilot in late February, or really the commission month of March, if you want to think about it that way. And we have two groups of people in this pilot. We have real brand partners, and they've only become real brand partners because people like you have invited them to be brand partners in the pilot. And that's an amazing thing. And we've got about 250 of them across the world: US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Europe, and the UK. So an amazing group of brand partners. And we also have a lot of what we call associate brand partners. That's someone that we've turned on the ability for associates to have the brand partner portion in their back office. Now, I will say this: most associates that are in the pilot They just have it turned on so they understand it, so they know how it works. So if they do have a brand partner in the pilot, they can speak to the back office if there's any questions, because it's identical. The brand partner portion in the associate back office is identical to a real brand partner back office by design for that key purpose, for support and understanding. So most that are in there are just in there so they know.
Let you out.
Oh, sorry, Joanne. Looks like you came off mute there. But what we've seen, two really, really cool things is, number one, from our associates, the feedback that we're getting is this has opened so many conversations that were never open before. And that is my number one takeaway, is when there's an opportunity, they're not getting as many, maybe hard no's as before. To now it's like, okay, so you're telling me I can earn this percent, and I'm not building teams, and I don't have to recruit people. I can just share products that I really like and earn commissions. Yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah, I'm open to that. Let's talk. That's what's happening, which is really, really neat. And again, remember how we think this can be utilized as a stepping stone, right, to get started, to really unlock the full potential of the traditional plan. That's the long game for a lot of brand partners, we hope. Now, we're not going to force that, right? That's the conversation for you guys to have with your brand partners. And I would say this too, the right brand partners at the right time.
Mm.
So another really cool stat that we were watching is when we look at all the purchases that have happened so far in the pilot through the brand partner channel, 85% of those purchasers created an account. That's great. So 15% they just want to buy retail. So they want to try something and not create an account. That's okay. BV still flows, the brand partners get paid, but 85% are creating an account. But even better than that, and this is what we all want, is 70% of those people created an account on subscription. So you think about, right, who's promoting product and how they're promoting it. We've got spas in the pilot. We've got social, influencers in the pilot. Like, there's just a wide range of people sharing different ways, but the vast majority of people are joining the company on subscription. And that's awesome. And the average order basket across the whole channel is $175. That's awesome. Knowing that brand partners can share any product. Now, that's a mix of brand partners and some of those associates who have chosen to share that way, right? So it's a blended mix of everybody who's sharing. But that's really, really good to see, because we had our assumptions on what those numbers would be, but we're pleasantly surprised at those. So those were some really big aha things. And in terms of business volume, here's another really neat stat, which is bigger now because I calculated this a couple weeks ago, is between real brand partners who've joined the company, so they likely would not have joined the company otherwise, and several associates who've come back to the company for this primary purpose. We've paid over $32,000 in cycles to people from that volume. That's really cool. And again, that's volume and cycles we would not have had otherwise. So again, it's the evolution. It's giving you another opportunity to present when you feel the time is right, based on who you're talking to really bring amazing people that into Isagenix.
Yeah. And I want to remind everyone that, Isagenix has been really methodical about this, especially with Aaron's leadership, that this wasn't something that we just jumped into and said, threw some spaghetti at a wall and said, hey, this is the new thing to do. And although it is the new thing to do, and I'll let Aaron speak to that a little bit about why it's such a good space and why we chose to make that, this pathway for some people that are going to come on board, but they've methodically really thought through this for us, to benefit us, to work through the kinks, to work through, the questions, the things that have come up, the good, the bad, the stats, like to make sure that this is a viable, really robust program that once it goes quote unquote viral, right? Just like the collagen, that once it goes out there, we're really all going to be able to capitalize on it. And I just want to commend Isogenics for taking the time and the effort and the energy, and especially with Erin's leadership, to make sure that they're doing it. So you may have been hearing about this for a while saying, well, when? They really wanted to make sure that they were taking the time to do this, appropriately. So with that being said, really maybe Erin, just talking to everyone a little bit about what sparked this and why is this so important for long-term growth of everyone's business on this call, but for Isogenics as a whole, especially in the network marketing space.
Yeah, would love to. So about 2 years ago, we really started to notice a shift in the marketplace. Again, you guys have seen it. It's how people are buying, how people are selling. Even before COVID, we were starting down the path of, and again, it was a huge request from a lot of people, a lot of leaders in the field saying, we need a simpler way for some people to share and earn without compromising the legacy traditional business that we have. Like, it can't stand apart. And that was from day one. We knew we would not build something that stood apart from the traditional plan. Some companies do that. Other companies have essentially burned down their existing compensation plan and rebuilt it with this included. We didn't want to do that either. We feel like we have something that no one else has, which is amazing. And so to your point, we were quite methodical, and what we have today is not what we started with. If anybody on this call has been on earlier versions of what we were doing and working on, it's not what we have today. And I'm grateful for that, because through partnership, through feedback, through discussion, we really make sure it's positioned for you guys to win. And that was the most important thing for us. And so when we saw those changes, and a lot of leaders were saying, hey, we need to evolve our earning opportunity because we've been evolving a lot of things, but not that. How do we do it? So that was the genesis of what this is today, known as, the brand partner opportunity, built into the organization. And it just goes, it's kind of like all those cliche sayings, right? It's evolve or, innovate or, and this is the innovation part. And the beautiful thing is you're going to be able to bring people to this amazing community and this amazing culture that trust and respect. That, again, maybe it's a no for now on the traditional team building. That's okay. Now we have an option. Now you have another tool in your tool chest, another arrow in your quiver, whatever saying we want to use. And, different leaders are going to use this opportunity differently, and that's okay. Some people I talk to say, Erin, you know what? I'm just going to keep it in my back pocket. I'm always going to talk about the traditional plan, the residual, right? Because that's what I feel like really benefits people the most. And that's like if I need to pull that out, I will. That's perfectly fine. Other people I've talked to say, hey, I want to lead with this because most people I associate with, that's their jam. That's okay too. It's totally up to you. So ultimately, it came down to innovation and evolving the earning opportunity without sacrificing the traditional plan.
Yeah. And really just the essence of us all being our own entrepreneurs, right? Some of us go with the collagen first. Some of us go with the nutrition first. Some of us are going to lead with brand partnerships, and really making sure that you're molding this into what is best for your business and your long-term growth, but knowing that it's always an option, right? Someone's not interested in collagen and that's what you lead with, but they would love to lose, 15 sticky pounds. You have another solution for them, and making sure you always have that in mind. So Erin, before we flip over to the slides and maybe show a little bit more of the numbers behind this and the way that it looks, because I think people are really intrigued with that. Will there be a community support for people that are part of brand partnership, like a separate Facebook page or a separate hub for them to support them on these efforts?
Yeah, so we're kind of working through that now. We've got our WhatsApp chat groups with our pilot participants. So many are in there. We're kind of toying with, do we want Facebook groups or do we? So we've been actually looking at a couple different platforms. And so we're trying to fine tune how that experience will work. But ultimately, yes, there will be a place, a community. We'll have to monitor it, of course. But yeah, we want to make sure brand partners, your brand partners, right, have a place to collaborate if needed, but ultimately, right, they're connected to you. And I know they'll be joining some of your Facebook groups and different team things, which is awesome. But we know we also need something from us to where we can communicate to them as well.
Awesome. Awesome. So again, the support's going to be there. There was just 2 questions in the chat. One asked, can an organization be a brand partner? Like, for example, ABC Rowing Club.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That was one of the, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yes.
The second question was a little bit about the PIBs, and I think you'll probably get into that when you actually get into your slides, Stephanie. So we'll make sure we address that because I know that's important. So Aaron, if we want to, Jessica, if you don't mind making Aaron a presenter, I think it'd be great to dig into the slides and actually now see the nitty gritty behind it now that we learned a little bit more about the program.
Okay.
And again, any other questions, guys, that you have in the meantime, throw them in the chat. I'll make sure I watch the chat and we get them answered before we let Aaron off the hook to go play Christmas jingles on the piano.
I think my older son, was going to orchestra practice. So I think it was a little bit of run through with someone on the piano. He's playing the cello. So I think that's what I was hearing. But
well, Aaron, I'm not gonna lie, I can relate. I don't have 6 kids. I only have a third of them. But I will tell you, my son took up percussion this year and wanted to play the drums because in 4th grade, that's what you're allowed to do. My husband has a full set of drums in our basement. And let me tell you, when they're practicing, it sounds like a full rock concert going on. So not a very good one.
Good times, good times. Okay, well, I think we've got a good foundation with some of those questions, and thank you so much, Erica, for those questions. I think it's a great segue into some of the details about how this works. And I just want to reiterate how important it was for us as a company as we built this. And we talked to a lot of people in our company and outside of our company, in our industry and outside of our industry, in addition to lots of research. Lots of analysis, lots of simulations on how we could do this in a way that would really benefit associates. And that's what I set out to the team. I said, right, I created some guiding principles around brand partners and the experience we needed to create for them and the company at large. And the most important one for me was what I called win, win, win. And ultimately, right, the company has to win. Brand partners have to win. It has to be attractive enough and easy enough. And, the experience has to be good enough for them that they feel like they're going to win. But most importantly, that the associates win in all this. Because if the associates, you as leaders aren't winning in all of this, then why are we doing it? So that was from the onset, a critical guiding principle for us. And we've decided to not do things as a part of this program because it didn't fit that core principle. That we really wanted to keep as a part of how we develop this. So ultimately, it's just all about simplicity. And so brand partners, so think about your future brand partners. And again, the people we talked about, health professionals, social influencers, maybe affiliate marketers, gyms, spas, salons, personal trainers that, right, their really method of operation is really just going to be about sharing products they love. Not necessarily recruiting and building teams. So brand partners can earn up to 35% of personal customer sales. And that word personal is so critical in all of this because you guys get to enjoy the benefit of essentially infinite purchases in the binary. And that's the beautiful part about a binary. But a brand partner that you bring on who just wants to share, they can only get paid on their personal sales. All right, so that's a really, really important thing to remember. Now, there's no fees for brand partners to get started or to share. And also, right, and this part I want to talk through a little bit, we don't require monthly purchases for brand partners for a couple reasons. The first is if they're not sharing, they're not earning anything, right? To where in the binary, that's a little bit different. You guys, you could not do anything for a year and you could make a healthy income. That's the benefit of the residual in a binary. If brand partners are not sharing, they're not earning income. So that was one key reason. Also, with all the people we talked to, that was the biggest hurdle of people who love health and wellness. They even love the products, but they said, well, all these things, like I wouldn't do that. And I'm not going to get other people to do that. That was one of the biggest sticking points. And also when we look at the regulations from the FTC, this really strengthens our position with the FTC, the fact that we have an option now or soon, to where it's just all about sharing product. So a variety of reasons. Now, do we encourage and incentivize purchasing for brand partners? Absolutely. In fact, you'll see here in a couple slides, they get the same benefit for redeeming free products as they share, just as you do for team builders. So they're going to be getting coupons, they're going to be redeeming product. And as I've talked to potential brand partners and their associate, right? So we get on, these Zoom calls and they're considering being a brand partner in the pilot. The number one thing they always say is, I have to believe in the product. And I say, I'm glad you said that, because we need that too. And so either we send product or the leader has sent product, they fall in love and the brand partners are purchasing and they've got those coupons too. We just knew we couldn't enforce it and require it if we're really going to come to the game and play the game how it's being played today and set us up for moving forward. And this is an advantage as well, because some leaders have asked, Aaron, I can't believe you guys would design something where you don't make people buy. Well, what we've seen is they do buy. They just buy what they want when they want. So it's a little bit different. And again, if they're not sharing, they're not earning. That's a little bit different than the traditional plan. And ultimately, do all of us want people who are authentic about our products and are passionate about them? Absolutely. Again, we just knew from all the people we talked to, all the research we've done, FTC, just all of those things, when you put it all together, right, we knew we couldn't enforce it like in the traditional plan. So here's the one thing that a brand partner can do. And this is important because you're probably thinking of a lot of different things, right? Because there's the associate, plan and the brand partner side. The only thing a brand partner can do is create a product link to share. That's it. They can't enroll anybody. They can't recruit other brand partners. They can't build teams. It truly is essentially an affiliate model, but with a lot better benefits than what you'll find out there, with repurchase capabilities, which we'll talk through from customers, elite type money at 35%, volume that flows up through you guys, which is awesome. So, free products to redeem every month. So the only thing a brand partner can do is create a product link to share. And essentially when they share that link with potential customers and customers buy, they earn commissions. Now think about all of those different groups we talked about. These links, we've designed these brand partner product links to where one link can be used over and over and over again. I could take one link, I can attach it to a QR code. People could scan it and buy. It could be a link that I share on social. I could text it to my neighbor. I could build a website and attach it to a buy now button if I wanted to. Like, these links are so versatile that, again, you create one, you don't have to recreate the same thing. And we wanted to avoid some of the, the problems that we've had with recommended carts, things expiring, not working. And so we had to rebuild some of this, and that's how it works. So it's very nice that you can create one link. If you just love collagen, you could create one link, and that's the one, product link that you would use if you were a brand partner. Sony is very versatile, but that is the only thing that a brand partner can do. So think about some of your future brand partners. So you probably started to think about people that might fit this, again, as hopefully as a stepping stone to the traditional plan. Some of them won't, and that's okay. One thing I think is important as a leadership group, all of us collectively, is, through questions, right? Erica, you had mentioned earlier, just asking good questions and having a good conversation. I think you'll know, maybe where to start someone. And ultimately, my hope is that as leaders, we would have the integrity to help that person succeed regardless of the plan. Help them succeed how they will best succeed, or how we feel they might best succeed, versus what's in it for me. It's how can I help Erica or Jessica or, Jamie, my future brand partner or future associate, best succeed. And so some people said, well, Aaron, this one's better or that one's better. And ultimately, I don't know that that's true. It's what's better for the person you're speaking to right now. Because again, like you said, Erica, people change. People say, oh, I really like this brand partner thing. It's going really well. It's pretty simple. I love these products. My customers are loving them too. Now, what is it, Erica, that you do that's different than what I do? Here we go, right? That's the point to where it's like, okay, let's open up the full plan. So you can see here on the slide, your future brand partner, since the only thing they can do is create a product link to share and earn commissions when people buy, these are all the things that they don't need to see. So you think about your back office, there's a lot going on back there. I was looking at it the other day again, and I'm like, woo, we got a lot. We got a lot in there. So we really took our time and streamlined, the things that a brand partner does not need to see. So I don't need to go through the list here, but you just think about a spa or a salon, right? Now we've really made their life a lot easier. Chiropractors, a lot easier for them to share products with their clients and earn commissions. So it's been really good to simplify and remove all of these things. On the flip side, we said, well, if we're going to remove those things, we have to put in the things that are most valuable, right? The high value, action-oriented, I need to know in the moment type information. So obviously their customer purchases, their sales. And the really neat thing about how this works is we can show brand partners their earnings and income in real time because it's so straightforward, because it's just a link that's connected to your brand partner. And we can see, right, when people buy, and we know how many customers they have and how much they've bought. So we'll look at the commissions here on the next slide. And so we can calculate that on the fly, to where in the traditional plan, there's more nuance to it, right? There's more pieces that you've got to connect. I wish we could do that in the traditional plan, but with all the benefits, it's hard to do in real time. We show them a brand new dial-based widget that we created that shows them exactly what they need to do to kind of get to that next commission level. And we'll look at those levels here. They've got shareable content right there in their account, shareable products. They'll have some really cool analytics here very shortly on all the links that they've shared, the number of clicks, the number of conversions, the conversion rate, the total sales. So we've really spent some time building ways to make sure if that's the only thing you're doing, you're going to know which links are being clicked on, which ones are converting more customers, right? Because we all want to know, if we're our business, we'd want to know where the money's coming from. So we really took our time to build that experience, and that's actually rolling out in the test group later this month in October. So that'll be really neat to see. And Erica, if there's any questions in the chat, feel free to interrupt. That's totally fine. We can just have a good conversation. Okay, here is the commission schedule for the US. Now, this exists for every country with the exception of Japan and Mexico right now. So we, like I mentioned, we have brand partners all over the world testing this with us, in addition to associates, really more for awareness. But it's essentially the same thing, just with a different currency amount. So in Europe, instead of US dollars, you'd see euros, different amount. Canada, they've got Canadian dollars. Europe, they've got UK, they've got British pounds. So we really built this, right, with a global view, because you might have a brand partner, Jessica, you might have a brand partner in Australia, maybe one in Europe, one in Canada. And the beautiful part about doing it this way is the customer counts and the percentages, they're all the same. So you'll always know customer count and percent is the same. It's just that monetary amount is different, because your brand partners in other countries, the only thing they see is their own local currency, which is beautiful. Now, that took some work, but that way they don't have to convert anything or do any math. We show everything to brand partners based on their own local currency, which is really neat. So how this works is your brand partners, they get paid every Monday just like you, because they're in your organization. Their commission months are the same as yours. So, they do run on that funky, leadership pool, leader in action calendar, but we show them very clearly on their commission widget, the dates, how many days left, like it's pretty clear. And ultimately how this works is we just look at how many customers, again, personal customers, has a brand partner had purchased and how much have they bought. And that determines the percentage that they earn. So if I were your new brand partner and I sold a product. Let's say it's a box of e-shots. That's my first customer. I would earn 12% of sales on that box of e-shots. And that's excluding taxes and shipping, of course. So think about like a product subtotal. And it starts right at 12%. And as I continue to share and I reach 5 customers who collectively have purchased $500 or more, then my commissions increase to 15% in this commission month. And as I continue to promote and share, right, I actually start to get paid more along the way during the commission month. Now, customers can be either new customers or repeat customers. That's a big difference than most affiliate marketing plans out there, to where they're pretty much blind. You're just referring people to a site and people are buying once. This is really designed for repurchasing. And that's what the data is telling us already. Remember, 85% create accounts and 70% of those join on subscription, which is awesome. So we have subscription orders going out to customers who come in this way. We've got wholesale orders happening too. So it's a good thing, right? That's repeat purchases, which we all want. So the brand partners get paid again, volume flows up the organization again, all very, very good things. You'll notice there at the 15%, that's when we award a $50 coupon, just like on Team Builders. And at 20% and higher, we just use one amount here, they can get an additional 100, just like in Team Builders, you can earn an additional 100 as well. So we kept that part the same on redeeming free products. Now, think about how this can work with a future brand partner that has been sharing for a couple months, right? Because these numbers reset at the start of every commission month. Think of it as like your leader in action numbers, they all reset right at the start of each commission month. All of their customer counts and their sales also reset. But the beautiful part is when those customers that have created accounts repurchase, it counts towards this. And as brand partners continue to share and promote and make connections and new customers come in, whether it's retail or creating accounts, that contributes to these numbers as well. So it's new and repurchasing, which is really, really good. Any questions on this before we go to the next slide?
So there was a couple questions that came up in the chat so far. It says, so if someone is interested now before this formally launches, which I believe it's going to be around January, if I'm not mistaken, are they able to get into the pilot program too, if they're still a qualified source?
Yes, they can get into the pilot, which I've got some slides to show you how you can do that towards the end. So yes, absolutely.
Yep. And then the other question that came up is, say someone's already a current Isagenix executive, can she also earn money as a brand partner?
Yes, yes, she can.
Okay.
And one thing to know about how that works is when someone turns on, so let's take that executive for an example. If someone wants to turn on the brand partner portion of their back office, nothing changes for the existing organization, right? Because early on, people thought, well, if Erica, we'll use an example, if Erica turned this on, then that's going to change Erica's entire organization and volume will flow differently from Erica's entire organization. That's not true. We'd never do that. That's crazy. So essentially what happens when someone does that is, or if you do that, Erica, is now you just have a choice on how you want to share moving forward. Do you want to share recommended cards to get PIBs and doubles and enjoy all the benefits of the existing plan? Or as you're going to share, with a neighbor or different groups that you may be connected to, do you want to build up this little customer group, up to say 20%, right? So you're making 20% on all their purchases, month in and month out, but still building the residual side. So that's how that would work. And it's just think about it as you have flexibility on how you earn sharing moving forward now. And one important
and how great is that, Aaron? I mean, really diversification now within the business for all of us. I mean, just like the collagen came out and the adaptogens came out, this is a whole nother diversification in your business moving forward. And again, the company allowing you to do both. So that's really, really, really exciting. One of the other questions came up is that, which one dictates percentage wise on the chart before us? Does the monthly customers have to be at the threshold, or is it monthly sales, or is it either or? For example, you have 5 customers, but you have monthly sales of $1,000. Is it paid at 15% or 20%?
Ooh, good question. So we will pay your brand partners on anything that they sell. Like, that's just given. So anything that they sell, we will pay them on, but it is that customer count that will determine the percentage.
Okay. So let's just clarify that, guys. So again, the question is if you have 5 customers, but you sold $1,000 worth of product, they wouldn't get paid 20%, they'd get paid 15%.
Correct.
So it dictates that first column is the most essential column there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was important to us as we built this, because some people said, can you guys just remove the customer count? And if someone wants to, spend a bunch of money, just give them that commission. And that I don't think is in anyone's best interest, because then you just have people that do have deep pockets, buy $15,000 worth of product, and all we've done is given them a 35% discount. And we all know where that product ends up, right? Amazon, eBay, and then we got to go get it down it's just a mess. So this really helps it. This is what we really want. We want more purchasing customers getting great results with products. And so that's why that requirement's in there. But yeah, even if you had 9 customers, Erica, and 1,000 in sales, you get paid 1,000, but you're only going to get 15%. So you'd make $150, but getting that one more customer gets you to $200.
Okay. And then a second clarification there, Aaron, is every customer unique, whether they buy once a month or 10 times a month, does that count as one customer monthly, or does each of their orders count?
Yeah, great question. I'm glad you asked that. So it counts as one customer, but we will count all of the sales. Quick example, sometimes, right, you guys place more than one order in a month. The same would apply to those customers, but we're only going to count them one time, because if we didn't, then people would just game that system, right?
Yep.
So it counts one time, but if you do make, especially if you're on a subscription, right, every 28 days, right, in a 5-week month, you're going to show up twice, and we want that to count. So.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, good. I'm going to keep going. All right. One other feature that we built into this is what we call a month-end bonus. So, if I were your brand partner and I start sharing and I earn 12% as I start to share, my customer count is growing and what my customers have purchased is growing. Along the way, Isagenix is going to pay them more along the way. And again, they get paid every Monday. So in this example, let's say I worked all the way up to 25%. Again, that could be new customers, repeat customers. It doesn't matter. All we look at is a bucket of purchasers and how much have they bought. And if I made it to 25% at the end of the commission month, and they get paid 1 week in arrears, just like you, is what we will do after the commission month closes, when we make that final payment the following week, we're actually going to level up all of those previous payments to a full 25%. So think about that box of e-shots that I sold. That was my first sale, and I got paid 12%. Not a lot. That's what I started with. I love e-shots. But as I worked my way up to 25, Isagenix then goes back and pays me another 13% on that box of e-shots that I already sold. So now you can say it's a true 25% of sales. Some companies do this, other companies don't. We felt like if we were going to be true to say, no, if you could really earn up to 35% of sales, it needs to be a real 35% of sales. So this is a kind of a neat feature as, right, people stretch to that next level, which means more volume in the business, more customers purchasing, right? They're stretching, right, for that goal to get to that next level, because that increases all of their previous commissions. So that's a pretty cool feature. Okay, let's talk about a couple things here. And you alluded to some of these, Erica, in your questions, but let me just mention these again. So when this launches, right, brand partners, they join the company as a brand partner through you. And the way you do that is through what we call brand partner invitation links. Now, everybody, right now it's just limited to pilot people, which we'll talk through that. But when it does launch in late January, everyone will have the ability to share these invitation links, and everybody will have 4, and they never change. One assigned to you that's minor volume team, left team, right team, and alternating. So you get to choose as you're having conversations. If you feel like it's a good fit for someone to be a brand partner on your team, you get to choose what team they go on. And you will always be the enrolling sponsor. And that's a really important point. You will always be the enrolling sponsor because there are certain benefits associated with that. Because if you have that relationship and you have that connection, we felt that was important to maintain that. Now, the placement sponsor currently in our pilot, it just goes to the outside of whatever team you choose. But we are building the ability for you to say, you know what? Yeah, I want it on my outside leg, or my left team, but I want Erica to be the placement sponsor. That's fine. And so we're building that right now. But as it stands in the pilot, it just goes to the outside of whatever team you choose. When they do create that account, whatever side is, they're essentially in the Isagenix organization. And this is unknown, unseen to them. Remember that slide, all those things that they don't need to worry about. You see that in a way, we'll talk through that, but they don't see any of that because it just doesn't matter. Now, if you want to tell them about that, that's fine, especially if you're going to talk about the residual or, traditional part of our business. Certainly that'll come up, but we just felt like we could simplify everyone's experience. So the back office is very simple. A lot of things that aren't in there that you're used to. We talked about the purchasing, and it's only from customer sales that they earn commissions. And we talked about that conversion path, because again, we feel for the right brand partners that you bring into the company, it can be a stepping stone. It can be that gateway to get into this community, experiencing these amazing products and having that conversation and showing the big picture, when before people were just a little bit more closed. We think that's going to be a really, really cool thing to see people come in as brand partners. And again, that's not our goal to convert them. Our goal is to help your brand partners succeed as brand partners, because that's how you brought them in. But when you have those conversations, for them to be associates or associate brand partners, right? Because you can do both. That's where, all the support and all the things that and love really kick in. So another thing I want to talk about a little bit is brand partner organization BV. So right now, the rule that we've got in our pilot is if you personally enroll a brand partner, you get paid full volume on anything that they buy and anything that they sell. Okay. So again, if you personally enroll a brand partner through your invitation link, you get paid full volume on anything that they buy or anything that they sell. Now, if you're not the enrolling sponsor of a brand partner, then you get paid 40% of the volume of anything that brand partner buys or sells. And I just want to go back to one of those earlier things we talked about with what we've seen in the pilot. That $32,000 worth of cycles that we paid, which again, it's more now, that's cycles that we never would have paid, because those came from pure brand partners in the pilot and some associates who came back to the company for this purpose. And so it's important to remember that the volume is likely volume that we never would have had. And again, spas, salons, health professionals, people who want and need simplicity to share, but they love our products. And that's what I hear the most is, I love your products, Aaron, but the traditional plan, it just doesn't fit with my lifestyle or my professional organization. And, a quick example that I shared earlier today, we've got a salon up in Minneapolis who I met with their owners, and they have 37 employees. Right? They have 37 stylists. And we were talking through how this works. And so she said, so Aaron, I just want to make sure I understand this. So my stylists could be brand partners, and because they have regular clients, and most of their stylists have kind of a little following of clients, which is really neat. They can have little QR codes, at their chairs. They can give out samples. And when their customers decide to purchase, you guys are going to ship the product to the customer, and you're going to pay my stylist for sharing the product. And I don't have to inventory a lot, and I don't have to worry about paying and keeping track of taxes and all these different things. And I said, that's exactly what this is. And she's like, I'm in, let's do this. Because we simplified their life. We added value without complication. And that's what this is all about. It's finding those situations to where we can add so much value by bringing simplicity to someone's business. And that's going to be huge for Isogenics. So that's another example. And again, we would not have had them at all if I would have tried to make it fit in the traditional plan. We've tried, I promise. We have tried so many different ways. And some people get it going a little bit, but then it quickly fades out because of the details and the maintenance. And you think about a business owner, I know some of you are business owners too, employee turnover, like there's just so many things that you're dealing with that this has to be so simple, and it can just go, right? And that's our hope, that as we get into those right situations, this can really succeed for the right people. Okay, let's talk about customers real quick. So a big difference in recommended carts versus brand partner product links is a recommended cart is an enrollment, right? That's what you're doing. When you send a recommended cart to someone, they're enrolling in the organization, which is awesome. But a brand partner product link it behaves a little bit different. We've created more like a shopping experience. So when someone clicks on that link, they land directly on the product page of what the brand partner created the link for. So we'll use collagen as an example. If I create a link for collagen and I share it, and someone clicks on that link or scans that QR code or clicks that buy now button that I built on my website, it will take them right to that product page. And they're presented with 3 prices. Guest, so if I just want to try this at retail, that's fine. Or do you want to create an account? And it's the same options that you know today, right? Preferred customer with subscription rewards, or just preferred customer. So the pricing's the same across the board. The benefits are the same across the board, but it's more customer centric to where they get to choose, what path they want to take in terms of creating their account. Much like when we shop online, that's what we all experience. It's, I don't want to create an account, or actually, yeah, I do. Same thing for the brand partner customers. For that 85% that I mentioned did create an account, they're in an organization, all right? So when they do create an account, and again, the brand partner, they're none the wiser. What they see is repurchases, which is awesome. But it, just so you guys know, it actually goes on the outside leg of that brand partner. The exact same way when a preferred customer today enrolls another preferred customer, they don't get to choose where they go. They just go on the outside leg. So it's the exact same logic we used when customers enroll customers. In the future, we're building this conversion path, and I neglected to put an additional one on here, is brand partner customers will be able to convert to either brand partners or associates. We're building that path now. And again, it's kind of what really fits best for someone if they do want to share. So we're building that. Right now, the back office is very simple. So right now, neither brand partners nor their customers or anyone who tries to purchase this way sees business volume, right? They don't see holding volume. They don't see you share, they share right now. Because we had to think about who would be sharing brand partner product links. And you think about those people that we defined, right? If it's a spa or a salon and they've got brand partners that, are sharing product with their clientele, collagen primarily, then having the associate part of that, right? That's going to start to, create some questions that the brand partners may not know. So we're working through what that experience will be like, but it'll be really good when we finish it. And also brand partner customers, right? We do drip campaigns to them, just like your customers get today. So if someone starts with collagen, they get a lot of that same stuff. If they start with some weight loss products, they get some of that. So we do put all customers on journeys to keep in touch, right? And kind of nurture those customers. So.
And Erin, I want to just take a pause here because we're, at the top of the hour, and I just want to remind everyone that, there's a lot of information flowing at you. And if you feel a little confused and you're like, oh, I don't know if I got everything Erin said, there's going to be a lot coming out over the next couple months that's going to be there to explain us, to hold our hands, to give us examples, to walk us through this. So if there's something that you didn't capture tonight, one, you can always watch this recording. Two, I know Erin's always willing to answer, those questions that maybe didn't get answered. And three, just so you know, we're kind of getting the big sneak preview, which is phenomenal. But there'll be a lot of resources there to make sure that we all feel fully confident as we move forward with this partnership. Which I just think is great that we're all getting a preview, and probably everyone's wheels are turning with questions and ideas. And Erin, you didn't need to stop there. I just want to make sure that we're being fair to your time, especially with kids. But if there was anything else in closing that you had that you're dying to share, let us know.
Yes, in fact, I'm okay. I just want to be conscious of you guys because it's 10 p.m. out on the East Coast. So I'm okay. How about 10 more minutes? Are we okay with 10 more minutes?
Sure.
All right. So let me go back because I want to show you how you can get added to the pilot if you choose, and how you can invite someone to the pilot as well. But I also want to talk about, this will be really quick.
And Lauren asked a question, can a brand partner share links with any market?
So they can share with any market that we are open to, with the exception right now of Mexico and Japan.
Okay.
So yes. So if I have people I know in the UK or New Zealand, I can create a product link for that market, share it out, and when they buy, it shows up.
Awesome.
So, yep, absolutely. Okay, we're going to run through this part quick. But again, this was really important to us as we built this, is all about that win-win-win. And so we talked about who it's for. And it's people that would not join our traditional plan, that we want to have a spot for them too. And we want to give you options when you're talking about the opportunity where you feel is best. When the time comes, late January is our planned rollout across the world, is anybody will be able to share invitation links for brand partners to join their team. Right now, we've limited that to pilot participants, because they know how the program works, they understand the nuances, and they can have a conversation with someone. We talked about full business volume from the brand partners that you do bring into the company. This is one of my favorites, is you think about your future brand partners, and if you remember that commission schedule, 5 customers and 500 in sales, that's 15%. Every time one of your personal brand partners reaches that 15%, they actually are a paid as consultant for you for 30 days in the traditional plan. So that's a really neat benefit for rank advancing, right? Maintaining rank. Also, if you have not maxed out your 20 consultant development bonuses, these actually contribute to that as well. So
that counts on leader in action.
It also counts on leader in action the first time. Yep, and
okay.
You read my mind, Erica. That was my next bullet. You got it. So it counts for leader in action. So rank advancement points for the first time, just like a real consultant for the first time. Also, as customers are creating accounts from your brand partner, right? That's 2 PET points for you, right? If it's a qualifying order, which again, the average, what we've seen is most are, which is awesome. So there's those points. And then when they do place that first order, because they don't place an order when they create their account. We've made that a very quick, frictionless experience. But when they place that first order, you get a PIB or a double based on what you're qualifying for. And it's a 1 PET enrollment if it's a qualifying order. So brand partners can really help in all 4 of your categories for leader in action as well. But I'm really excited about that paid as consultant for 30 days, because now, right, think about maintaining executive. You can do it with brand partners and consultants in the traditional plan. It can be a mix now. So we've provided some more flexibility there. Okay, let's talk. So last two slides. And like you said, Erica, over the next couple months, there will be a heavy focus on education. We've got a toolkit that's almost done, really outlining all things brand partner, who it's for, all the benefits. But what we're doing throughout Q4 is releasing new features for testing. So if you want to be a part of it just for awareness, so you get to have it turned on in your back office and see how it works, send your name and ID to this email address. It's brandpartners@isagenixcorp.com. And then our team will send something out. You just need to respond to them, and then we'll get that turned on for you. And same login, you just log into your back office and you'll see brand partner in the menu up top. So that's for you. Now, if you have people on your team that you feel like, you know what, they've kind of disengaged, this might actually kind of excite someone that doesn't share anymore because of the simplicity and right what we all talked about today. Again, use your discretion, but maybe this we can add some of them into the pilot as well. So that's an option. Additionally, right, we need more brand partners in there too. More learning, more insights, more feedback. So this is what I would ask. If you get into the pilot, if you choose you want to be a part of it, which I hope some of you do, is you are welcome to have conversations with potential brand partners to also join the pilot. But here's what I would recommend. I would recommend that they're people that you already know and have a relationship with. And that through conversation, not putting it on social, like we're not doing that. It's you're having a conversation and they're willing to participate knowing that it's a pilot. So it's not fully launched. Some things might move around. They could be testing new features. But I mean, we're paying people, like all of that, what you saw today is live. But just that they know that it's a pilot, gearing up for a full launch. So it's like we're in the final stages of testing. But if you do have that conversation and someone that you know, trust, and respect says, yeah, I'd be open to that, then feel free to send that invitation link to them. But again, I ask that it's a conversation and it's someone that you do know and trust, because it's important that we've got the right people. And also, we love feedback from brand partners, just like we do from associates. And one question I get is, well, do they have to come on all these Zooms? Because we have check-in calls every 2 weeks. Tomorrow's Europe, Wednesday, Australia, Thursday, US and Canada. So do brand partners need to come on that? And the answer is no. That's really more for associates. But what I would ask, if you do invite someone to be a brand partner in the pilot, is occasionally check in. And this is how I would love to get feedback, is ask them 2 questions. That's it. What do you love? And what could the company do better? That's all I need. I don't need all the details and full-blown explanations. It's just like, yeah, I love this. This works well. Okay. Or, I think we could look at that. Or, this seems confusing. Like, that's what I need to know. Because the most important thing for me is that we build the best experience for your future brand partners. When this does launch late January and you really start to have those conversations, we want to make sure that experience is top level. So, okay, cool. Any other questions I can answer? That's all I have, Erica.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? I think this was just absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, the excitement. I know there's been countless hours and energy that have gone into this program, revamping it, revising it, and really making sure that when it comes out, it is ready to rock and roll and really change the trajectory of so many, of our businesses just to that whole next level. So really look at this almost like a new product launch, guys. It's really exciting. And we have this preview to start thinking about who those conversations can be with now, starting to create those relationships and those conversations and making sure we're asking lots of questions. I just want to thank Aaron so much. If you guys could just throw some comments in the chat. He just pours into our company, not only to brand partnerships, but just to so many other aspects. And we're so fortunate to have leaders like this who are willing to be on the phone with us for 75 minutes and just really explaining every single detail to this. And to each of you who hung on tonight, I know it's late for some of us East Coasters, and just really, really, really appreciate each and every one of you, because this is really, really, really really exciting. Let's get the buzz and excitement out there. Comes at such a fun time too, during the holidays when people are looking for extra money and they're thinking about their new year and their new resolutions, and it's going to be launched out there. So Jessica or Lauren, anything in closing before I say goodnight to everyone and let Aaron go play on the piano? All right, with that being said, guys, thanks so much for joining.
Thanks,
Have the
Erin.
most
Thanks,
awesome and
Erica.
great week. Bye, guys.
Thank you, everybody.